This is Tactical View, powered by Vertical Football Podcast. I am Komi, your main host, and with me I have Shegun. Shegun, how are you doing?
Great to be here.
Today is the beginning of something new in Vertical Football Podcast. I want to start with the Amorim tactics. A lot of controversy have been around Amorim tactics. A lot of big media team have also did a lot of analysis and tactical detailed analysis about Amorim tactics. But we from Vertical Football Podcast want to give you guys our own opinion about Amorim tactics with the board. Shegun, make sense of Amorim tactics. Can you give us the basic structure of Amorim tactics?
Okay, thank you. So first of all, we have two formations here. The first formation we have here is the 3-4-3 formation. That's Amorim system is a 3-4-2-1 formation. And on here again we have the most common formation that most managers use now, which is a 4-2-3-1 formation. So what we're trying to do is we want to try and see how this formation does well against the most common formation that most managers use. So I think first of all, when you look at the two, because first of all, let's look at the basic structure now.
Okay.
The basic structure in football, there's what we call angles, right? For those of our viewers watching. And the more angles you have, the more triangles you're able to create, the more it's easy for ball progression, the more it's easy for possession, the more it's easy for ball circulation, the more it's easy for even dominating your opponent, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if you look at this formation in its basic structure, and you look at this formation in the basic structure, which formation do you think shows much more angles, like at first glance?
I think this one should.
Yes, you can see clearly, you can see the angles.
I can also see diamonds.
Yes, diamonds. So this is one clear thing you will see in the Amorim formation. It's very clear in terms of the angles and everything. Now, when a manager uses this formation, right? At basic structure, you can also see some angles, right?
Yeah, we can see triangles.
Triangles, but they are not as much.
Yeah, they are not even diamonds, or they're not a lot of diamonds here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So now what happens is that let's talk about first of all the basic structure. That's the first thing in terms of angles, right? The second thing to also note in this formation is that every manager has a way of creating overloads because football is always about overloads and numerical superiority.
Exactly.
Yes, there are 11v11, but in certain areas of the pitch, they are not always equal.
Exactly.
And certain managers have the way they approach the game to create numerical superiority. Now, most managers that we are aware of, for example, let's assume this is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, right? This is Calafiori, and Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Zubimendi, Rice, maybe Easy, or no, maybe let's say Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, and Gyökeres, right? Now, this is Ruben Amorim, this is Bayindel, Delete, let's say Yoru, Delete, Shaw, Dogu, Bruno, Casemiro, Ahmad, Mbeumo, Kunwa, and Sesko. Now, let's look at this. If they want to build up, the way Arsenal uses to get overloads to create a build-up structure for their own team is mostly they depend on inversions.
Exactly.
That is the basic structure they invert. People leave their natural positions, especially the fullbacks, depending on the game and depending on their approach. A fullback will push into the midfield. The likes of Rice will come here. The likes of Odegaard will move here, right? He moves here. Calafiori moves here. Gabriel covers here because he's a left-footed defender. Saliba comes here and Timber comes here because Timber also can play centre back also. So they become a 3. Now, this is their build-up structure. Now you can see that here you can see that you even have many more angles because they will not be on the same line. So you can see they have many more angles.
And this is the box.
Yes, and this is the box midfield, right? This is the box midfield, which you can also see depending on what United pushes. When they push here, they can also create their box. Now, but when you look at this build-up structure, you find that this essentially is a 3-4-3. It's just another variant of the 3-4-3. This is a 3, this is a 4, and this is a 3. This is the build-up structure of most managers
in the Premier League
that do the inversion. But Ruben Amorim's own is it's a system that doesn't want inversion. All this system is depending on, for most parts, at the beginning stage, is that it wants linear movements.
Very simple.
So, for example, now, this is a build-up structure. Already, it doesn't want any inversion before we can get 3 at the back.
Yeah.
I just want my basic structure to be 3 at the back. Let's build up like that.
No need of inversion. No complication.
No complication.
Just
inversion. Now, to get a 4, this is my 4. This is my 3. I don't need anything. Now, This is the build-up structure of both teams.
Yeah.
This one doesn't need to change anything. They build up like that. Yeah. While this one, you have to teach your fullbacks to invert into the midfield.
Yeah.
Now, that is basic structure.
And
now,
this fullback, Shegun, that means this fullback, when they are on defensive structure, we are going to talk about
it. That's the next one.
They have to remember that I should go back to my main. Yeah. And that can be a lot of
thinking
for some
yes,
people.
A lot of thinking. Yeah.
Coaches like technical players in this
role. People that can use the ball, people that are also defensively and good. So, for example, now, if you now time for you're losing the ball and maybe now a defensive transition, you are going back to your defensive shape. Now, this is an attacking the build-up phase. You are going back to your defensive shape now. Yeah. What happens is that this guy, Calafiori, needs to understand his defensive duties. And this guy needs to shift back here.
Yeah.
He needs to come back here.
Exactly.
He needs to come back here. Right? And maybe you are playing a team that is, because most teams attack with 5. We're coming there.
Yeah.
And maybe you are playing a team that attacks with 5 people, as most teams do in the Premier League. This guy has to be disciplined to come here, leaving his natural position to go deeper, right? Why this has to come, this has to come, this has to come,
and this has to
come. For example, if they're playing a 5-4-1, if it's a 4-4-2, there's no need for this. You just one person stays here up, and this has to come. Let's assume this out. If you want to defend with a 5, right?
Maybe there's 5 over. There's
5 attacking players, right?
We can set it if you want.
We will get to that level. So now they have to. This person has to go deeper from his primary position into. This one has to remember to come back, right? While everybody now has to. To go back. But Ruben Amorim's own is not about inverting and coming from your inverted position. It's just about linear movement. And the people that do the loose linear movements are the wing backs.
Yeah.
So now, you want to defend. This is 3. You want to defend. All you need to do is let this guy come back. This guy come back, and you have the same thing. Or now, or this is 5, right?
Yeah.
This is 5. You can say, okay, you want to do a 5-4-1. All you need to do is let this guy to come back. It's linear movements.
Yeah.
It's linear movements.
Okay.
Now let's go back to the full shape now again. Yeah. Now to now say, okay, now they want to attack.
Okay.
These guys want to attack. The way Arsenal attacks, as I've said earlier, is I've explained their attack in terms of this guy is here, this guy is here, this guy is here, this guy's push up, this guy push up, this guy inverts, this guy is already here, right? This one comes here. This one comes here. This one comes here. This is the basic attacking structure of an Arsenal side, right? This is what you can either call this a 3-2-2-3, or you can call this a 3-4-3, or you can even call this, depending on how high, you can call it a 3-2-5 formation.
Yeah.
Right? But the basic thing is that they build up with a 3 and maximum they have a 5 in attack.
Yeah.
And the reason why they have a 5 in attack is to stretch the defense.
Yeah.
So that players can, the likes of AZ, can do business in the pocket spaces. In the pocket spaces. Now, that is this. This is the attacking structure of most modern teams in the Premier League. Now, to get this, it's easy for Ruben Amorim. This is Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3. At its basic shape, right?
Yeah. Let's move forward. Let's do
this. Now, this is his basic shape in the 3-4-3, right?
Yeah.
To get this, he doesn't have to do all this inverting, movement, and everything. All that he does is push this guy here, linear movements.
Just
push this guy here, and it gets exactly the same.
This should be easier for the players.
Yeah, this should be easier in terms of the movements are linear. It's not you inverting. Move straight. Go back. If you go back, we create a 5 at the back. If we move front, we create a 5-2-3 at the back.
No wonder new managers are using this formation like that.
It's easier. And that's why you see, we're coming there, but that's why you see the Ruben Amorim says is the basic formation. Because whatever this guy is doing is what I can do. It's just that this guy inverts and it looks more, but I can just do that in a linear movement.
Football fans love that is unique.
Yeah.
But actually,
So I think so. Now we can also now talk about this is an attacking phase. So we can also talk about the defensive transition. The defensive transition, because football is about attack and defense.
Yes. Yeah. In the defensive structure, I want you to, because there's a lot of people doing tactical testing. Yeah. They don't know the difference between defensive transition and also the defense on its own. Yeah. When team are facing the defense in transition, and that means when a defensive transition and also team in the fixed defensive structure. Okay. Let's start with defensive transition.
Okay, so this one now, for example, this is United, right?
Yeah.
This is for example, this is United. Let's use United as an example. When it's like this is your shape when you're attacking.
Yeah.
The moment you are in an attacking phase, the shape you use to attack is also the shape you use to do your defensive transition.
Yeah. Defensive transition, yeah.
So attack shape is equal to defensive transition shape. So for example, what they do is that this is Casemiro. Casemiro comes here, right? Bruno comes here. The reason why Bruno is here is because the role of this person is person like a box to box more or less, an high energetic midfielder, but also is someone that has a variation of passes, like a register. And you can look at if you want him to be the creative hub of your team, you need a lot of players in variation.
Yeah.
To be in front here.
Yeah, that's true.
You need your inside forwards to be in the danger zones, right? You need your wing backs, right? To be fully placed, and you need someone that say, you guys want to play. Let me
be the
orchestrator. Yes, behind them. Yeah. So now this is your attacking phase for United team. The moment you are attacking, the same time you are creating your defensive transition shape, your rest defense. And this is your rest defense now, in the sense of, this is your rest defense. In a sense, we're going to push it inside here very soon. But let us just explain it, then we'll now push it inside. Now, already, this is your defensive transition shape, in the sense of, this is pam, pam, pam. This is your defensive transition shape. And your defensive transition is, these guys are in charge of attacking.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing the defensive shape.
Yeah.
Another words, under diamond.
I noticed against what's this team? Man City and one other team that we played. Brentford. Not only Brentford. I guess we are more attacking Brentford. So this was not showing this way. In Brentford,
it could be like this. It depends on the team. Low block or mid block. Or
I guess Brentford was doing a low block.
Yeah. So,
but against Man City, I guess it was like this.
Yeah.
But the problem here is that this player here, most of them are not disciplined enough to stand in that position
and spare that diamond. Yeah.
Most of the time, I noticed that this player here, sometimes he's always here. While Bruno, sometimes he's here.
Yeah, sometimes it's also about the disposition of the opponent.
Okay.
So if the opponent is on the low block, you don't want only one person here. Because what you want to do, you want to stretch that defense so much. So you need somebody that can be here, another person that can be here. So the passes there are a lot of the more football is about action and reaction.
Yeah.
The more I pass the ball, my opponent moves. So I want to have many more passes. So I can bring this down. If it's a low block, bring this down. If it's a low block, bring this back. You understand? I want to have different variation. I can see all diamonds.
The
diamond is there. It's showing so that I can be passing, making my opponent move, passing, and maybe I can see openings.
So that pocket spaces can be created.
Yeah. So that's the idea. But so when you look at it, you see that these are defensive shape on a normal day. On a normal day, this is the shape it's meant to look like.
It's meant to look like
someone that is fixed here, shielding the back line. And this is a diamond, and they can see Bruno Fernandes is here and say, you guys want to play. So, and funny enough, when you want a creative person in your team, you don't want the creative person to be here.
Exactly.
You want the person to be here.
And he is the most technical and
the creative person. Yeah. So when people say Bruno should play 10, is that this system doesn't play with a 10.
Exactly. They play with inside
They play with inside forwards. And you don't want Bruno to be here. Because if he's here, that means Bruno will have to be depending on a creative player to create for him. But Amorim looks at it that Bruno is the most creative player in this team. It's better to play here where everybody's in front of him and he creates for them.
Now, the final question before we now push it in. Now, fans have Bruno issues, which we all know.
Yeah.
That fans have Bruno issues. But the problem here is that they keep on saying, why not get a new midfielder and push Bruno forward? Now, the question for you now, Shegun, Bruno is getting to an age whereby he will not have the energy of the inside forward. Do you think it is a good option for Amorim to use Bruno here, and why?
Yeah, before Amorim came to Man United, me and you have done a discussion about Bruno Fernandes. So I said, if I was the manager of Bruno Fernandes, I would start teaching him how to be like Paul Scholes.
Yeah, I think like this also played in the midfield.
Yeah, in the midfield. Yeah. So I feel Bruno's evolution, every player evolves. For example, Kimmich was first a right back.
Exactly.
And he's one of the best defensive midfielders, if not the best defensive midfielder, maybe
right
him and Rodri, right? Currently in the world of football, right? For example, look at Andre Pirlo.
Yeah.
Pirlo was a 10.
10, yeah.
Ancelotti, I watched the video recently. Ancelotti told him that, Pirlo, I want you as my register, as my number 8.
Number 8, yeah.
Because I want a creative person to be, so that people can push forward. It's better that your creative player be behind the attack to orchestrate it. So for me, this is a perfect situation for people. But I know that, yes, United are losing, so people look for issues.
Yeah.
What is needed is that when Andre Pirlo was playing the number 8 role, they had a Gattuso behind him.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I feel that's why we need a
ruthless
demon.
A ruthless, like Kante.
Let's say like a hard worker like Kante. Or not necessarily Kante, but a destroyer.
A destroyer like...
a very mobile destroyer.
Maybe this
like
guy,
Caicedo. If Caicedo was here, for example...
It would be a perfect fix.
Because this guy can do whatever he wants to do. Knowing that because you are defending already with 4 players.
That's it. In fact, the beautiful thing is that in defensive transition, if these players want to be so timid, you can say, I want to join them at the back.
Yes, the defensive transition, exactly. So it's a 4. So we are even coming there. We are coming there. So let's even look at the defensive shape of this particular team, right? Okay. This is the attacking phase.
Okay.
Right? And so sometimes you can have the likes of maybe Calafiori pushes, depending on what you want to do. And they can also, Zubimendi can also be here.
Sometimes Zubimendi also push up.
So sometimes Zubimendi pushes up.
These people
and sometimes maybe it's
these people join
So sometimes you can still see that everybody keeps. So the moment you're attacking, you're also setting your defensive transition. Because when you lose the ball, you don't have time to now say, hey, let's go on. It's the shape you lose the ball that you try and defend. You can't counter press. So your attacking shape is your defensive transition. So now we can put it back now to. So let's look at attack for United.
You do the front.
Okay, so let's look at attack for United. So this is attack for United now. This is Arsenal's. Let's assume Arsenal as the example now. So this is a 4-2-3-1 4-2-3-1 shape for Arsenal. This for United is this is a 3-3. This a 3-4-3 with inside forwards, right? With inside forwards coming back. Now, let's look at the profile of the attack for United. Attacking, why certain players have been chosen to play the attack. Okay. Now, this is a system that, and every manager currently in world football always wants a system where when I'm trying to build up, if I do not see a way to build up, for example, now, this is United's build up.
Yeah.
Now, I told us, for example, let's say United's build up is in their 3-4-3 shape normally. This is here.
This is here.
This is here.
In the middle of them.
In the middle of them.
This guy will be here.
This is here. Let's say this guy is here. This guy is here. This guy is here. This guy is here. Now, let's say this is here. Because of the way I said it in the attacking shape.
This is Brentford shape.
This is what they use in Brentford. That Maguire lost his.
This is where Maguire was.
And Igor came here.
Now let's push it back a little bit. I think it was
okay. So let's but like in build up, one thing about football that people should understand is that in build up you always want angles.
Yeah.
So it's for in build up, it is wrong for your players to be like this.
Yes.
On the same line. Because you're not creating angles.
Yeah.
So you always want somebody come here.
Yeah.
Or somebody can be here. Someone can be here, not on the same line.
Not the same line.
So that there are angles so that you can easily progress the ball. Once you start here, pam, the ball has moved. But if it is here, if person pass here, it's still on the same line. So you always want angles, right? But let's assume, but on the defensive shape, because of the offside trap, it's always good that they be on the same line.
They lost the ball.
You have to be on the same line.
You have to be on the same line.
To keep an offside trap. And what we did not do against Brentford was that Maguire was here. So let's assume this Igor exploited the space between Shaw and Delete. Shaw and Delete push up. They responded well in the same line, but Maguire was slow.
Yeah.
And that's how he used to score. But we're talking about basic structure now, not Brentford's game. So let's assume this is the build-up now. You want angles. So now the shape, the profiles of Ruben Amorim's system in all is that, first of all, because of the way he builds up and the way he wants to play and the way he wants to defend, because your attacking phase is your defensive transition.
Yeah.
What you want, first of all, is that there is a commander of the defense.
Yeah.
This person must be fast,
very good on the ball.
Must be very good on the ball, and also very focused and able to coordinate the defense, and also very good with the head.
Yeah.
Because it's the center of the scene. And that's why when you look at all the defenders that we have in terms of totality of what they can do
on the
head, everything, Matthias De Ligt is the best person here. Yeah. So the mistake was Maguire can also play this, but Maguire can play this in a low block team, not in a high line team. So that's it. Now you want someone that is left-footed here, but also has speed, because when they lose the ball, for example, when you lose the ball, this person pushes. You want someone that is comfortable
to run
with it. Yeah. If you use a slow player here, this guy gets.
And that is why Martinez will have been a good fit.
Yeah, Martinez will be a good fit because it's also quite decent in his speed, and also it's a left footer. It's comfortable running into this channel. So now you need also the same person here, but a right footer that is also fast. That's why Lenny Yoro also is good in this angle. Or that's why you can use a hybrid in terms of Mazaraoui, because it can also play right back, all these things, and it can do damage here. So you always want people that are comfortable in their positions, right? So that's it. Now, you want somebody that is your anchor man that sits here in the circle.
So this guy will push a little bit forward.
Yeah. So definitely in their own press, they push a little bit forward.
No, he will not be. Sometimes it will be like this.
Yeah, sometimes it will be. So you just want someone that is either here or here, but in the center circle, exactly. Right? Being the anchor man for the defensive shape. But these guys must be responding. Be responding well. Now for the midfielders, I've said you want an anchor man. You want Bruno Fernandes here, or someone that is like your register. Someone that pam. The all attacking players are in front of him. He sees a better view. It's better for him to be here than for him to be there where he's trying to score a goal. If Bruno is here, he needs a player that will be able to do the job for him. Kopimaino doesn't have that variation of passes yet. Kopimaino is someone that just wanted to pass it simple.
Short passes.
But Bruno is someone that can play it long and see play it small. So that's why. So if you want Bruno Fernandes to play here, it means you have to get a much more creative midfielder that we can depend on to orchestrate play from here. And
I can notice something again about the angles. Look at this diamond.
Yeah, it's diamonds.
Look at this diamond.
Angles. That's the game.
Angles,
that's the game. So that's the game. That's the game. Angles. So that's overlap is angles. Overlap is angles. So now, I've explained the midfield. Now, the forward, you want guys that are very, very good in scoring.
Better
to be in there's what we call a red zone in football, and this is the red zone in football.
This circle here,
this place here is the red zone, right? Okay. And this is the place where most goals are scored, right? This is the red zone. So you want players that your most potent guys in scoring. Yeah, you want them, and that's where you have Mbeumo, you have Sesko, and you have Konga. Now there's what we call assist zones in football. That where is the highest number of assists. This is here, and here. You want guys that are very good in assists, and that's why he uses a Dogu
or Ahmad.
Now, let me say something about the wing backs now.
Okay, good.
I told you guys that we're going to explain this when it comes to time. There's a reason why he uses Dogu and why he uses Ahmad.
Yeah. And you know one thing, Shegun, there's this situation, before it's based on this wing back, whatever, that there's this situation whereby they said that he's playing players out of positions. Now, actually, when you hear players out of position, we have said that of Bruno, which is out of the way now. But Ahmad playing this role, they said it's out of position. But me and you understand that what Ahmad is trying to do is quite different. Can you explain why Ahmad is being used in this?
Yeah. So there are two major reasons. First of all, the wing back on a normal day, when the team is at the highest level of its performance, the wing back on the right hand side must be a left-footed right wing back. That's the reason why. Because for example, now let's look at this. You are trying to, let's assume you want to press these two guys, which most teams will try to do, to cut your ability to do your wing play, right? And make you center, and they are more compact. So they want to cut your ability to play forward.
So they can play it narrow.
Now you always want the player that, for example, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's assume this is how they are pressing you now. This is how they are pressing you now. You understand? Let's assume these are pressing you. Let's forget about these ones. We will come back to them. But let's assume these are pressing you now. Now, what you want is, first of all, you want a player that once he receives the ball here,
can we use the ball?
Okay, so let's say They pass the ball to this guy.
Okay.
A player closes him down.
Yeah.
And they close him down to the byline. If this is a left footer, right? Or even a right footer, depending, but it's better for a left footer. It's easy for the left footer to turn
and just pass back. Yeah, that's true.
The same thing, if they pass here, and they pass here. If this is a right footer and they close here,
he can't do anything like
Anthony. Or let's say even say they close here. Now, if it's a right footer, like maybe Dalo and everything, he can't really do it. And most times he will want to take a risk of trying to beat the person here and push. But if it's a left footer, they can easily pass here, move in here. And we see this many times in the season.
Exactly.
Where Ahmad will move in here, receive the ball, pass here, and he has beaten that press. So it's easier for a left footer to easily turn and face play instead of trying to take a risk to the line to play. That's why he likes using what they call it. Now, that's one of the reasons why he uses Ahmad here. In terms of, now, another thing again is that when they are attacking, this is the second reason why he uses Amad Diallo in the right wing back position. Because the system is also, every system evolves, right? So now this is Bruno Fernandes now. Now, the fact is that what he can do also is that when these wing backs enter these pocket spaces, right? Yeah. He also wants, because now, the idea here, he also wants someone that is comfortable as a winger here to receive the ball in this situation.
Exactly. Because of this byline or pass back or square play or cutbacks
or even crossing the ball. So you want someone that can easily turn and cross, or someone that can even be like an extra winger when these two have not become inside forward. So it's more comfortable for a left person in the left side to play than, because you have different variations than a right person that will just mostly want to cross the ball.
Okay.
You get want to cross. So it's easier for. So that's why I use it. And you can see Dogo also, because Dogo also can cross the ball. So he doesn't want to use. Sometimes he can use it in terms of the kind of game.
Yeah,
he can use a right-footed player here to also maybe cross the ball. But he wants to have variations. So if one is primarily meant to be crossing the ball in here, the other one have different cutbacks, and so it's like different variation of attack. So it's not just crosses and crosses. While this one is crossing, so it's variation.
Yeah,
it's variation. And then the inside forwards have said this is dangerous, so they have to be able to score. And then you need the number 10, a striker, so that sometimes when
you want to play
the long ball, this person can hold up play and connect. He can hold up play,
and this person may be running through.
Yeah, exactly. And the person that is running through is not just anybody, someone that can also score goals.
Yes, that's why Kwa is very instrumental.
And Mbemo is there.
Awesome. Awesome. Lastly, let's now talk about on the basic now, because I think that now people should understand.
Yeah. So you can see that it's 5.
Yeah.
This is a 5 here. This is a 1-1, right? And this is a 3.
So my question is, final question on this basic: why 3-4-3?
Yeah. So 3-4-3. Let's go back to our normal shape. Let's go back to our normal shape. Really, I think we've been able to explain some things. We keep analyzing the 3-4-3. We keep analyzing the 3-4-3. But as I said, it is easier. Now let me talk about numerical superiority, right? And then I will talk about the evolution of the 3-4-3. Why Amorim usually say the 3-4-3 will evolve. And why it's a very, very flexible.
Why you said this is just a basic.
Why it's just a basic. Now, the fact is that linear movements changes the shape of the formation. Now, this is it now. You see most times in games, the moment Matthias deletes, for example, Bruno Fernandes comes here, right? In terms of attack, right? Let's make it so that people might see it well.
Okay.
Let's these ones go back to their house. So let's say Bruno Fernandes pushes up here, right? This pushes up, right? Bruno Fernandes is here, Casemiro is here, right? The moment Matthias de Ligt jumps into the midfield, it changes to a 4-3-3.
Interesting.
And you see many times this season, Matthias de Ligt jumps into the midfield.
Exactly. And I also noticed that maybe we are going to talk about it in our defensive structure. We use sometimes 4-4-2.
Yeah, so 4-4-2 is simply, so now let's say Matthias de Ligt, when Matthias de Ligt jump into the midfield, automatically, sometimes Casemiro that goes here, Matthias de Ligt comes here, right? The moment he does that, it's already a 4-3-3. So when you say you evolve to a 4-3-3, he doesn't need to change the 3-4-3 structure.
Exactly.
Because already what he asks is that if he's using the Mazaraoui here in his right wing back, already he has a right back.
He has a right back.
If you use Dogu here, already he has a left back. If you use Shaw and Euro here, already he has left and center back. If you use Materials can come in. That's why he likes, even in Nashville, in Sporting, always has the ability to drop into. It's just linear movement. So you might not be seeing it, but they've actually made that movement. They've actually evolved. Now, let's assume he comes back here. These guys are back here right now, right? These are the inside. These are the inside forwards, right?
Okay.
Now, you asked the question now about
why you 4-4-2, right?
4-4-2. Yeah. Now, so what you just need to do in 4-4-2 is that, first of all, this guy pushes up. Yeah. It's just linear movements. 4-4-2 is gotten when one wing back pushes up, the other one stays back.
Exactly.
So if this guy pushes up, this guy comes back. This guy spreads. This guy spreads. This guy spreads. And maybe one of these guys just come back. You understand? Pushes and 4-4-2. So it's just linear movement. Leave a phase of play and come back.
What against us now, I can see that 4-4-2.
And if it's a 4-4-2, every player is also comfortable.
Yeah.
This is Dogu here. This is what they call it, Mazaraoui here.
Or Ahmad.
No. Ahmad is here.
Ahmad is here.
It's the person that is playing right wing center back that comes here. So that, let's say Euro comes here. This is Delete. This is Shaw, which is a okay defense. Euro has that speed. This is Ahmad here playing a winger in a 4-4-2 situation. This is Kwan here playing a winger in this thing. This is Bruno Casemiro. Then this is Mbeumo and Sesko.
He also strike in Brentford.
So, so it's linear movement. So you might not see it, but the moment a player leaves a phase of play and come back, it doesn't need to invert. But here you have a lot of inversions.
So much the information.
Yeah, and people feel the inversion means they are changing shape, but the fact is linear movement. Once you drop here, they are changing. So it's easier for the players. Turn to a 4-4-2. One person knows that one full back stays back.
I'm going to stay.
Dogu knows that I'm going to stay. Why Ahmad pushes up to midfield. Then Euro knows that I'm going to shift
a little bit.
And this guy knows that I'm going to enter the center. And then Kwan knows I drop back. And then this guy. So these are the shape.
And the funniest thing is that all these players, Ahmad, Kwan, Sesko, and sometimes Mount, all these guys, they can actually switch play.
They can switch.
That's the beauty of it.
So another thing again, when they're attacking, for example now, the reason why people say, oh, Ahmad, why is Ahmad here? Listen, the fact is though, also when you are also going there, you push here, for example, you can push here also, for example, right? It changes again. It's just linear movement. The moment you change, that's why I said last time that football tactics and amoeba.
Yes, so
the shape changes.
It doesn't have shape.
But the formation is that the moment there are linear movements, it changes. This is a 4-2-4.
This is 4-2-4. This is what Pep Guardiola used against Arsenal.
Yeah, so the moment is like this, and maybe likes of Mbeumo pushes. And that shape.
It's so beautiful.
And you will see these shapes in the pressing. It's because the guy will tell them. So it's just linear movement. So you guys say, Kwan, you come here. Mbeumo come. And the fact is that it's still comfortable. Mbeumo can still play in this place, right? Sorry. Mbeumo can still play in this
in the shape.
In that shape. Right? Mbeumo can still play in that shape. Yeah. You can still stay in that shape here. Sorry. So Mbeumo can still play in that shape. Can still play in this shape. Right? And, Bruno and Casemiro can be here. Right? And then Kwan is here. Ahmad is here. Dogu is now a left back here. Yoru is not playing here. Or sometimes if you want to do it, you just start Mazaraoui as your right center back.
Exactly.
So it's easily a right back. So and then Shaw or Martinez and Delete.
Actually, players are not really playing off position. They are just doing the hybrid of the position.
It's a hybrid. So, but what you see is a wing back. The fact is that it's not like that. And I tell people that we need to understand the game far more better, right? And so, for example, now let's even look at another situation where, let's say, for example, you want to now change this, and you want people say, why is Bruno playing in a double pivot? Why can't Bruno push out? If you do this. Right? Let's say you do this now. You do this. As I've said before, you can just do this. Kwan Mbeumo, right?
Yeah.
Kwan Kwan Mbeumo, Let's say Kwan Mbeumo, right? You can push. Okay, Kwan Sesko Mbeumo, As I said before, you can just decide that, okay, guys, let's shift back, right? Push here. Then, as I said earlier, Bruno can come here and he comes here and Bruno is playing his 10. It's just linear movement. These guys maintain their position, right? Bruno pushes forward.
Wow.
Then this guy comes from.
And as most of the time I do tell, I've said it maybe in one of our TikTok live, that sometimes when you look at Bruno in this formation, he's actually playing more than the 8 role. He's playing like the 10 sometimes.
Yes, the fact is that this role is the hybrid of a 10 and an 8. In the sense of he's a very creative player. He's a high energy player, a box to box player, and he's a player that you always want all your attacking players to. So you want them in front.
Exactly.
You want them in front of him because he's your most creative player.
Yeah.
You want them in front of him so that he
can move forward. So let's just have it that way.
So let's have it that way. So this is your defense. Yeah. So let's say this is your defense. This is your distance. So you just want your players to push up. So I think that's so the evolution of the system is what I just explained.
Yeah,
it's pushes. So at certain points they can play all the formations you even know. 4-5-1, 4-4-2.
Every formation can be incorporated in
and
that is in Amorim's interviews.
Yes, yeah.
He always says that
we are going to change.
We are going to change the system.
Yeah,
we're going to change the system now. I understand the evolution now. Yeah. So on the ball, off the ball, we have said a lot of things about it. Yeah. Finally, do you think
midfield problems? Huh?
The midfield problem. What can we do with the midfield?
Okay, so the midfield problem now is.
Can we go back to our shape, please?
Yeah. So this is our shape now.
3.
So this is our shape now. The midfield problem, and that's a very big issue to talk about because people will be asking, okay, you are talking about this one now. What are the midfield issues? Now, the midfield issues can be solved by in a lot of ways. Okay. And first of all, is because of the kind of profiles of midfielders you have here. I've said many times, you need very athletic.
Yeah.
Very
energetic, good on the ball.
2 midfielders because they have to cover a lot of ground. Yeah. Now, another way to solve the midfield problem, because the midfield problem is always when teams like Arsenal or teams like a normal basic 4-2-3 for Man City, they play this way. So they try and put here. Their striker comes here, right? They come here,
okay,
right? And maybe they have someone here, right? So this is like what basically
this person will be.
This person comes here, right? So let's say this person is here, and then they have a structure like this. This
push forward. Yeah.
So if you look at this, you see that in the midfield here, when these guys are trying to be here like this, right? You see that you have a mismatch here in terms of 3v2.
Yeah.
Now, so the way you can do it is, one way you can do it is that when you start a person like Mason Mount here.
Yeah, that's why Mount is very crucial in this game. Every match we played, we noticed that this guy is always coming back. And
it's a midfielder that can also push up. And that's why you see Mount, that's why Amorim said Mount makes us robust.
Yes.
It makes us be able to undo overloads like this. And that's why Kuma also drops. And fancy, why is Kuma also dropping?
Yeah.
So to create numbers and help the team out so that there's not a mismatch here.
These people just stay here. Like
yeah. So and the reason why this one just stay, and the reason why these guys, people say these guys can also invert, can also push inside. But the fact is that the formation is not about it. It's just about linear movement, dropping, pushing. So the fact is this one also want to create width. They have to create width. Because when they create width, you have to also be worried that you don't just be central. Because if you're central and this guy passes to this guy, you can go. You understand? So you just so the fact is that one of the best ways to solve that is either for Mount to just push back, and help the midfield into a 3v3, or another way you can do that is for these guys to be back, right? And for Bruno to be here, Casemiro to be here, and they lead to push up. But you need someone that is fast.
That's another problem here.
Yeah. So
there's always a problem. Why don't you think that? I'm thinking that let's go back to the former shape, whereby let's go to former shape of 3 at the back. Hey, sorry. I'm sorry. I should have make it better. So let's go to the former shape. The former shape of the former shape.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, let's go to former shape. What if we have a midfielder that's very energetic that can actually cover space?
Yeah, most teams that have been using 3-4-3 system because the fact that every team uses 3-4-3 system.
Can we use Crystal Palace? I know fans are upset.
Yeah, Crystal Palace. So let's use Crystal Palace for example. So use Crystal Palace under Oliver Glasner.
We have Uts and Watkins.
Yeah. So Crystal Palace own is a different kind of situation.
Yeah.
So people need to understand what Crystal Palace actually do. Crystal Palace is a team
that play on the low block most of the time.
Or they play on a mid block most of the time.
It's either low block or mid block.
And what low block means is this a low block. The moment your attacker is behind the line, it's a low block. But when your attacker is here like this,
it's not a low block anymore.
And your people are here and you're defending like this. And your people are definitely, everybody pushes up, right?
Yeah,
it pushes
that's
up.
A mid block.
That's a mid block. But once your attacker is around this area, much high up, because football is about
the vertical length now.
Football is divided into 3 places. This is your defensive third. This is your mid third.
And this is your attacking third.
So once your attacker is in the attacking third, trying to press, then it's now a high line. It's the high press.
High press. That means counter press. That means high press.
High press, yeah.
That means everybody is moving.
Everybody is moving high. Yeah. So you maybe your defensive line might be here. But the moment your attacker starts in the mid third, that's why you call it a mid block.
And the problem,
and when it is in your defensive third, it's called a low block.
The problem I'm having with a lot of people using box here is that I see their structure putting 2 players here because they have about 5 players at the back. They say, "Oh, that."
So for example, now let's look at Oliver Glasner now. So Oliver Glasner is 1, 2, 3. Oliver Glasner most times uses a 5.
He uses 5, not more. All the time.
So it is a 5. So this is because your opponent is going to stretch you with 5 attackers. As you explained earlier, they are stretching you with 5 attackers, right? So you always want to also match them up. Don't let it be mismatch. That's 4v5. You don't want that. You always want a 5-5.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is your this thing, and then this is your 5, and let's say you have your 2 here, right? But you also have your physical striker that in case you want to.
These guys will be here because I know.
Yes, your inside forward.
They are going to.
They are going forward. Now the beauty of the Crystal Palace system is that when they kick in a low block, they have midfielders, first of all, like Hughes, that is energetic. The work rate is there, is pushing. And anybody that uses, when Conte was in Chelsea, Kante was brought in, right? Yeah. Tuchel won the Champions League with Kante in the midfield, and Kante was even the man of the match and was like the best player for Chelsea in those era, right? And you had the Kante, you even had the Messi Mount.
Messi Mount that
also playing that place and was also doing the job. So that's why, Mount also is very needed in this system because Mount understands the system and can play very well in this system. Now, but the fact is that you also have another special player in Watkins. Watkins is a one-touch player and very good read of passes.
That's it.
So also Nemanja Matic. I told you the time that when I see Watkins, in a way, I see Nemanja Matic. In terms of what you need that person to do is quick balls. And you see Watkins, if you watch Watkins, once they recover the ball, long ball, all these guys already know what to do.
So say transition. Macheta and Co just know this guy. Let's go.
And Crystal Palace uses inside forwards.
Yeah.
When the Eze, Ulisse, these guys are inside forwards. So they push. They just push. So the fact is, Oliver Glasner, throughout this season, I look at the statistics, they've never had more than 50% possession in the game. Against Chelsea, against Liverpool 28% possession.
In fact, it was terrible against Liverpool, really. Because at one point, it reminded me of Jose Mourinho's pattern against Barcelona.
But the fact is that they know their strengths. And their strength is because they have heavy workers here. They have good forwards. But they have heavy workers here that when they hit, these guys can be here. These guys can be here to turn it to a 3-4-3 back. But when they receive the ball, there's nobody's wasting time. And that's why Kobe Manu is having issues. Kobe Manu always wants to hold the ball and
carry the ball, romance.
No. Once you hit the ball, and that's why you see Bruno is playing, because Bruno is also someone that is very
quick in transition. But people keep on saying Amorim plays defensive. That's our last question, because this video is getting unnecessarily long now. That's our last question here. People always say our coach play defensive football. Is that true?
So I think it's not defensive, because the system of Amorim is both defensive and attacking. He wants the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
The best of attacking world is when you're attacking with a 5. So if he pushes here, he attacks with a 5. But you cannot say the reason why he does that is, and it's best of all world, because in the wing back position, there's one defender and one attacker. So it's like both worlds. I want both, and he's showing it in the wing back.
He doesn't want to stay in one place. He wants to enjoy both sides.
So both sides. One of the wing backs is a attacker, one of the wing backs is a defender. So it's both worlds. So the fact is, if I want to attack, I can attack here. But also if I want to defend, and I want to defend very, very well,
I have 5 of
push
them.
people back. So it's the same philosophy. I want the best of both worlds. And that's why to him, he feels it's the best formation. You might disagree, but he feels that most teams will want to defend with 4 in a 4-4-2. Right? Like Arsenal defense in a 4-4-2 most times off the ball. You know, we even watch Bilbao we're doing 4-4-2. Right? But him feels I can get both of both worlds. I can have 5 here, and when I'm pushing, I can have 5 in attack.
So this midfield problem, do you think we have the legs, the players to get this done?
We don't have that, and I think that's a major problem. And that's why we keep doing analysis on midfield options, because really the midfield is a very, very important part. And when you get the right profile of midfielders, it will improve the way your team plays. And sometimes another thing again is that to a solve midfield issue, and that point is that the person that starts here can be Mason Mount. Exactly. Sometimes Mason Mount starts as a first nine, but it just drops. When it drops, you have a 2-3 or a 2-5, a 3-5-2.
5-2. That's a bit.
And Kua and Mbeumo are also confident here. So it's just, you can see what I did now.
Just one push.
You get a new formation. Come back, you get another.
It's just straightforward. Finally, Shagun, I'm saying finally.
We are enjoying ourselves, so it's nice. It's nice.
So I want to say this. Finally, on this angle, Shagun, look at these people very well now. Do you think this team, our current Manchester United player, one more question after this, though, our current Manchester United player can bring the beauty out of this formation?
It takes time. It takes time because, you know, it's a different way from where most of them have played in terms of basic structure and in terms of certain responsibilities of pushing forward, coming back. Some of them are used to inverting for maybe their former clubs. But the fact is that Koeman's best formation, where I think best players, when he was in Wolves, I think the best time he played was a 3 inside forward. Because Koeman, you look at Koeman is. Mbeumo also, they've adapted for Mbeumo. That's why sometimes mindset is attacking. Mbeumo is always at this end here. Because he's trying to create width. That's maximum width for this thing. And I also explained about Ahmad in terms of Ahmad can also play like a winger when the 2 inside forwards enter inside. So I feel it's a formation that has made everybody comfortable where they are. There's nobody that is not comfortable where they are. But the fact is, when you are losing, you think they're not comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those are the issues. But I feel definitely, and Man United is planning. For that, when Shaw is here, there's a reason why they bought 11. They're not planning for Shaw. Shaw is just because Shaw is the most matured left-footed defender currently.
Because there's no
Martinez. When Martinez comes in with time, when Shaw goes, 11 will mature to play this pro well.
There is a thing in my head before. I know it will affect the structure of what if Martinez is the one coming to the center midfield to help the midfield.
Okay, so that's an Akope and that option. We have done 3 solutions now in terms of Mount here. We said also in terms of delete pushing, right? Or in terms of Mount, someone like Mount being the first 9 pushing, or even Bruno being the first 9 pushing. It's just like different. But the fact why Bruno might not be able to play first 9 because there's nobody that can do what he can do for the team. I think
he's the most energetic
in Man United. If it's that we had an energetic midfielder like Fred, for example.
Oh God.
Bruno will be playing first 9, or Bruno will play first 9, can just drop it and become a 3. You know, and you can do this. So, but another way you can go about it is that if Martinez come back and you want Martinez to do it, I think it's just all about this Bruno pushing here, right? This is Sesko, this is Bruno, right? This is Casemiro, right? Casemiro pushes here, and then Martinez comes here.
Someone
has to now come here, and this guy has to be very careful of this angle. So it's just about Martinez dropping. It's possible.
In fact, it is now 4-2. That's about
it's 4-3-3. It's 4-3-3. So the only thing is that just say Martinez, you be the one to push. No, normally it was delete, be the one to push him. While Yoro comes in and so he just one step. Martinez, you pushing, but Casemiro pushes to the right. You will now come in as a left-footed center midfielder, and then Yoro pushes here. You have delete and Yoro here, and you have maybe you can start with Mazarawi if you know that's what you want to do. Exactly. And you can start with Dogu, and you have a 4. You have Martinez here, you have Casemiro, you have Bruno here. But the fact is, Bruno is still in a position where he can detect things.
Exactly. On the attacking transition, this player fly home.
Yeah, and Bruno can detect it. Because the fact is, the system is, if you push Bruno here, as I said many times, you need somebody that will not be creative for Bruno. It doesn't make sense.
And my own opinion here, I noticed against, let me just make this on Bruno.
Okay, no problem. I think said time is going, so no problem. Right now,
let's make this on Bruno. I noticed that there was a ball that Kua, I'm looking for bigger shape, that Kua have the ball here and end up playing who got the ball.
Okay, Brentford. Bruno was here. And Kuma should have passed to Bruno and then he shot the ball.
It was shocking to me because this is your Crescito. He has so much freedom to the point that
he's here.
And that's what I want.
And we have much more freedom.
Yes.
Right? Much more freedom depending on the kind of person that plays at the back.
So that we need to solve the other person here.
Yeah. And funny enough, it's two ways. Like I said Man United needs two midfielders. In terms of if you have a very good anchor man that's sitting and screening the back line, it helps. If you have someone like Baleba can push. And also have the variation of passes. You know, if you have that person, Bruno is like, okay, do my job. Let me go and do number 10. But when you don't have such a person, he has to just do that.
Wow.
So, but the fact is, Bruno will still play anywhere. You can still play first line for this team, but it depends on the quality of our midfield.
But I won't want to see Bruno as first line.
No, you can't. It will just be like his own job is just to. But the fact is that we have to get to a high level because we also need long balls and link-up play, which Bruno might not be able to give us. So it depends on the kind of team you are playing. So the fact is, you can do many things, and the way you change it is just linear movements, which most fans don't see. Once he pushes forward, pushes back.
So even a player like Kobe Manu, like everybody have been shouting, Kobe Manu can end up playing inside forward.
Inside forward, yeah.
Because if the system is fixed, every other players can come in. All these guys can just come in.
Because of the fact of Kobe Manu, is also very good around the box.
Yeah.
It's also very good. So sometimes you can just say, in some matches, let me play me.
Yeah.
Yes, but the fact is that the inside forward must be people that are very, very good in scoring goals.
Exactly.
Because they are in the danger zones. Bruno also can do that, but the fact is that Bruno is much more important to us creating than scoring. So you don't want him to put him there. Where we'll now be looking at, okay, Bruno is not there. Who can they create for Bruno?
All right. That means this can be done in 2 or 3 transfer window. Maybe 2 transfer window.
Yeah.
And let's get it done. And my final thing is that, do you think Amorim can get the best out of this squad?
No, I think that's one thing that he needs to do. And I feel, first of all, it's about the belief. They have to have belief in themselves, you know. But I feel what we are trying to do is not in a support of Amorim. What we are trying to do is just to let people understand how the tactics works from what we've studied, right? How it works. And so that some talking points like it's not flexible, it's rigid, it's not like that. You see, so we've seen how we can just change different things by telling person to move or you move back.
Just one push.
One push. So it's flexible and it can give you a lot of formations here. A lot of formations here. So that's why it goes with that. And funny enough, an additional point is that the greatest Johan Cruyff
exactly.
played 3-4-3, even though its own 3-4-3 was a diamond in the
midfield.
But he played 3-4-3. And so managers use 3-4-3.
3-4-3 has been for long.
And I told you, Arsenal also, when they're on the ball, sometimes it's a 3-4-3
Man City
or 3-2-5. And people do that. And Man City does that. Guardiola actually does that. So imagine when Guardiola is telling Stones to push into midfield.
Yeah,
what do you think is
that was
and that's
during the period of their treble.
Their treble. Yeah. So in fact, football, as I said, football is like an amoeba. And things changes. It changes. So you have to watch the game better to understand what you are seeing. So when we come and say, this is what they are playing, I know it sounds boring, but I think with the tactics board, it's much more understandable.
All right, guys, we have been facing the box for a while.
I hope you guys enjoyed, Sha.
So we know that it's a lot to get onto.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy it in first video. You can just watch over again. And don't just stay on TikTok to just see snippets.
Watch the full video.
Watch the full video on our YouTube. If you want us to analyze any team, your coach style, your coach pattern, and we are not here to tell you this is the deficiency. We are here to tell you, understand the game, that you will not be thrown away by the wind of doctrines.
Wind of different tactical analysis.
Yeah, so that's what we want to do on Vertical Football. And Segun, it's really great.
It's my pleasure to be here.
It's awesome. I think we should do this more. Really.
Yeah, we do.
I think maybe the next one we start analyzing goals. Let's see how goes happen.
Yeah.
Which player is meant to push or not.
Yeah.
So guys, that's all for me. Segun, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you know what you do. If you know that this is not for you, we like constructive criticism. So just simply put it in the comment section. And it's possible if you have a short video, you can just add it to, just send it to our DM on TikTok. Find us on TikTok, send it to our DM, and we will give you a better understanding of it. This is our own opinion. This is what we see in the game. If you have a better opinion, please just put it in the comment section.
Yes, our own highest work when we watch the game.
Okay. So till we meet again, same fix to Vertical Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.